If you're over 60, some foods you consider healthy may be silently and cruelly amplifying your anxiety. What I'm about to reveal will surprise you because for decades we were taught that certain eating habits were good for us. But neuroscience has discovered something completely different about how our minds process nutrients after 60. Every morning you wake up feeling that tightness in your chest, that unnamed worry that seems to cling to your soul like a shadow. You make your coffee, maybe eat some toast, and go about your daily routine, thinking you're eating well, unaware that some of these foods are sending alarm signals to your aging brain. Over the years, seeing people who came to my office feeling anxious, irritable, sleep disrupted, and constantly feeling like something bad was going to happen, I noticed a frightening pattern. When we analyzed their diet, we always found the same saboteurs disguised as healthy foods. A 68-year-old woman told me she felt like she was always waiting for bad news. She would wake up already tense, spend the day with a lump in her throat, and at night it would take hours to relax. We discovered that 3 foods in her daily routine were literally hijacking her peace of mind. The problem is that our brains work completely differently after 60. The neurotransmitters that regulate our mood, anxiety, and sense of well-being require specific nutrients to function properly. When we provide them with the wrong foods, it's as if we're sabotaging our own peace of mind. But I also discovered something wonderful. There are 6 simple foods, which you probably already have at home or can find at any grocery store, that act as true hugs for your nervous system. They're not medicines. They're not expensive supplements. They're delicious foods our grandmothers already knew. But science now proves they can reduce anxiety naturally and safely. If you feel that tightness in your chest when you wake up, if small worries become mountains in your head, if you have difficulty relaxing even when you should be resting, what I'm going to show you today can bring back that sense of calm you felt when you were younger. Every day you ignore, this is another day of suffering that you don't deserve to live. Type yes. If you make food choices thinking you're taking care of yourself, but still feel anxious every day. The most impressive transformation I've ever witnessed happened with a 72-year-old woman who came to my office saying she could no longer enjoy Sundays with her family. She told me she was so anxious thinking about Monday that she spent the entire day tense, unable to play with her grandchildren or talk properly to her children. After 3 weeks of changing just 6 foods in her routine, she called me crying with emotion. She'd spent the entire Sunday laughing at her grandson's antics, had cooked with pleasure for the first time in months, and had slept peacefully without worrying about her. What fascinates me is how our generation has lost touch with the power of food. Our grandmothers knew that chamomile tea calmed, that honey with warm milk brought restful sleep, that certain fruits made your mood more stable. They didn't know the science behind it, but they knew it worked. Modern neuroscience proves these wise women right. Our brains after 60 need specific nutrients to maintain balanced neurotransmitters. When we provide the right ingredients, it's like giving our minds premium fuel. A 65-year-old man told me he had found pleasure in talking to his wife again after decades of feeling irritable and worried. Another 70-year-old patient told me he had rediscovered a love of reading in the late afternoon, something he had abandoned because anxiety prevented him from focusing. The difference lies in the details that no one teaches. It's not just about eating the right foods, it's about knowing when to eat them, how to combine them, in what quantities, and how to prepare them to maximize their calming effects. It's about understanding that your body processes nutrients differently at 60 or 70 than it did at 30 or 40. I remember a time when people our age had a natural calm. They faced difficulties, of course, but there was a serenity, an ability to accept challenges without panic. Part of this difference lies in the more natural diet we had, the fresh ingredients, the food prepared with time and care. Today, we live in a rush, eating processed foods that confuse our brains, and drinking excessive amounts of coffee that overstimulate our nervous systems, already sensitized by age. We create an internal environment of constant alert when we should be cultivating inner peace. The good news is that we can reclaim this peace of mind. The 6 foods I'm going to share aren't new to modern medicine. They're rediscovered ancient wisdom, validated by current science. These are ingredients your mother or grandmother probably already used, but you may have forgotten or abandoned without realizing it. Each of these foods works specifically on your nervous system. Some act quickly, calming anxiety in minutes. Others work long-term, rebuilding your natural ability to relax. Together, they create a symphony of well-being that will restore your peace of mind. The best part is that you don't have to give up your favorite foods. It's a matter of including the right allies and understanding how they can transform not only your anxiety, but your overall quality of life. The biggest mistake I see is people of our generation abandoning oats, thinking that carbohydrates make you fat or that they're just for kids. In fact, oats are the first essential food for anyone looking to naturally reduce anxiety after 60, and I'll explain the science behind it. Our brains run on glucose, but after age 60, they need a constant, steady supply, not the spikes and dips other carbohydrates cause. Oats contain beta-glucan, a special fiber that releases sugar into the blood slowly and steadily, keeping your mood balanced for hours. Even more important is the tryptophan present in oats. This amino acid is the precursor to serotonin, the neurotransmitter responsible for feelings of well-being and tranquility. Without sufficient tryptophan, your brain simply can't produce the amount of serotonin needed to make you feel calm and relaxed. A 69-year-old patient told me she had stopped eating breakfast because she would wake up feeling unhungry and with her stomach churning with anxiety. When we introduced a small bowl of warm oatmeal with cinnamon at 8 a.m., within 2 weeks, she noticed that her morning chest tightness had significantly diminished. The secret lies in the preparation. Raw oats don't work the same way because our digestive systems, after age 60, have more difficulty breaking down very tough fibers. Oats need to be cooked for at least 5 minutes over low heat, creating a creamy texture that facilitates nutrient absorption. The perfect combination is oatmeal with cinnamon and a spoonful of honey. Cinnamon further stabilizes blood sugar, preventing spikes that trigger anxiety. Honey provides fast-absorbing glucose to your brain, but in controlled amounts. Together, they create an internal environment of lasting calm. Many people make the mistake of only eating oatmeal for breakfast. For anxiolytic effects, it's best to eat a smaller portion at 3 p.m., the time when anxiety tends to peak. Half a cup of cooked oatmeal with a pinch of cinnamon works like an internal hug, preparing your nervous system for a restful night. Science shows that people who regularly consume oats have more stable levels of cortisol, the stress hormone. This is crucial after 60 because our bodies already produce less melatonin naturally, and any spike in cortisol can completely destroy our ability to relax. An important detail is to choose rolled oats, not instant oats. Instant oats have undergone processing that removes much of the beta-glucan and adds sugars that do exactly the opposite of what we want. Traditional oats preserve all the compounds your brain needs to function harmoniously. To enhance the effect, you can add a spoonful of sunflower seeds to the oats. These seeds are rich in magnesium, a mineral that acts as a natural muscle relaxant and helps convert tryptophan into serotonin. It's like supercharging the calming power of oats. A practical tip that has revolutionized the lives of many patients is to prepare overnight oats. Soak the oats in warm water for 12 hours, then cook as usual. This pre-soaking process breaks down compounds that can cause gas or digestive discomfort, common problems in our age. If you have diabetes, don't worry. Oats actually help control blood sugar better than most medications, without the side effects. Studies show a 20% reduction in blood sugar spikes when consumed regularly. The result you can expect is a feeling of emotional satiety that lasts for hours. It's not just physical hunger that oatmeal satiates. It's that hunger for tranquility. that constant need to worry about something. When your brain has stable fuel, it stops creating imaginary problems to occupy itself. If you count how many days a week you eat properly prepared oatmeal, the number is probably less than 2. Comment a number from 0 to 7 so we can check together. The specific application I've developed over the years observing anxious patients is to strategically include bananas in their routine, not just as fruit, but as natural medicine for the nervous system after age 60. Bananas are the second must-have food because they contain a unique combination of nutrients that work together to immediately and lastingly calm anxiety. The potassium in bananas regulates nerve impulses, while magnesium relaxes muscles, and vitamin B6 helps produce feel-good neurotransmitters. A 71-year-old patient told me she had developed the habit of eating mashed banana with honey when anxiety struck, especially in the late afternoon. Within 3 weeks, she noticed that her racing heart and negative thoughts had dramatically decreased. What she didn't know was that she was applying a perfect neurological protocol. Timing your banana intake is crucial. The best time is 2 hours before lunch and 2 hours after dinner. This is because the tryptophan in bananas has to compete with fewer amino acids to reach the brain, boosting serotonin production when you need calm most. Texture also matters. A very ripe banana, with brown spots on the skin, has more natural sugars and available tryptophan. These sugars facilitate the passage of tryptophan across the blood-brain barrier, creating a more pronounced anxiolytic effect. It's as if nature created a natural antidepressant that ripens itself. A 67-year-old man told me that he had started blending bananas with warm milk before bed, and that for the first time in years, he was able to completely relax in bed. The milk adds calcium and casein, proteins that prolong the release of the banana's calming compounds throughout the night. For our post-60 reality, when digestion slows and becomes more sensitive, the ideal way to consume bananas is mashed or blended. This breaks down the fibers that can cause discomfort and allows for faster nutrient absorption. A small mashed banana with a spoonful of honey becomes an instant remedy for anxiety. Science shows that bananas increase the brain's natural dopamine, the neurotransmitter responsible for motivation and pleasure. This is crucial as we age because natural dopamine production declines, leaving us more prone to apathy and excessive worry. This is why many people feel more energetic after eating bananas. One protocol that works exceptionally well is the banana and cinnamon diet. Cinnamon enhances the banana's effect on stabilizing blood sugar, preventing the highs and lows that trigger anxiety. You can mash half a banana with a pinch of cinnamon and feel the calming effect within 15 minutes. For those with high blood pressure, bananas are even more important. Their potassium helps regulate blood pressure naturally, reducing the cardiovascular anxiety that many people our age experience. It's common to feel calmer after including bananas in your routine. If you have diabetes, choose smaller, less ripe bananas, which have a lower glycemic index. The important thing is not to abandon this powerful food for fear of sugar. The benefits for anxiety outweigh the risks when consumed in the right amount. An interesting finding is that people who regularly eat bananas report more peaceful dreams and fewer nightmares. This is because the magnesium in bananas relaxes the nervous system during REM sleep, allowing for more restful rest and less anxious mornings. The key is consistency. A small banana a day at the right time with proper preparation works better than sporadic large doses. Your brain needs a constant supply of these nutrients to maintain emotional balance. The practical result you can expect is a gradual reduction in that unexplained irritability, those moments when little things get on your nerves. Bananas act as a natural mood stabilizer, restoring your ability to react to situations with more serenity. The third must-have food is chamomile tea, but not the way most people prepare it. Over years of observing patients who said chamomile didn't work for them, I discovered that the problem was the preparation method, not the plant itself. Chamomile contains apigenin, a flavonoid that binds to the same brain receptors as anti-anxiety medications, but without causing dependence or excessive drowsiness. The problem is that apigenin is only fully released when chamomile is prepared in a specific way, something few people know. A 74-year-old woman told me she had given up tea because she thought it didn't work for her. When I taught her the correct preparation method, she called me on the third day saying she had slept soundly for the first time in months and woke up without that feeling of dread, that nameless fear that haunted her mornings. The secret is in the temperature and time. The water should be between 80 and 85 degrees Celsius, not boiling. Water that's too hot destroys the active compounds in chamomile. Use a cooking thermometer or let the water cool for 3 minutes after boiling. Then let the chamomile steep for exactly 7 minutes, covering the cup to prevent the essential oils from evaporating. To enhance the anxiolytic effect, add a spoonful of honey to the tea while it's still hot. Honey isn't just for sweetening. It contains tryptophan, which works synergistically with chamomile's apigenin, creating a longer-lasting calming effect. It's as if the two ingredients multiply rather than simply add together. One detail that has revolutionized my patients' results is the timing of intake. Ideally, chamomile should be taken 30 minutes before anxiety attacks. For most people our age, this means 3:30 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. This way, you anticipate anxiety rather than reacting to it. The quality of the chamomile makes all the difference. Chamomile in industrialized tea bags has lost much of its active ingredients during processing. Use dried chamomile flowers or tea bags from brands that specify the apigenin concentration on the packaging. The investment is worth every penny for the difference in results. One protocol that works wonderfully is a chamomile bath. Prepare a concentrated tea with 6 tea bags in 2 liters of water, strain, and add to a warm bath. Apigenin, absorbed through the skin, has a systemic relaxing effect, ideal for people with anxiety manifesting as muscle tension. For those with anxiety-related digestive issues, chamomile is doubly beneficial. It calms not only the nervous system, but also the digestive tract, reducing gas, cramps, and that upset stomach feeling that anxiety causes. It's common to feel complete relief within 20 minutes. If you take medication for blood pressure or diabetes, you can safely drink chamomile. It doesn't interfere with these medications and can even enhance their beneficial effects, as anxiety sabotages both blood pressure and blood sugar control. A valuable tip is to prepare chilled chamomile tea for hot days. The calming effect remains, but you can drink it throughout the day without the discomfort of the heat. Prepare the tea as usual, let it cool, and store in the refrigerator for up to 48 hours. Add honey only when ready to drink. Since we're talking about natural methods that really work, subscribe to the channel to receive more discoveries like these. People of our generation deserve simple and effective solutions, not empty promises. Click the bell too, so you don't miss any techniques that can transform your days. The result you can expect is a gradual decrease in hypervigilance, that feeling of always being on the lookout for trouble. Chamomile teaches your nervous system to relax naturally, restoring your ability to be present in the moment without constant worry. The biggest mistake I see is people giving up nuts for fear of gaining weight, without realizing that they are eliminating one of the most powerful foods against anxiety after the age of 60. Many people in our generation grew up hearing that nuts are high in calories and bad for you. In fact, the opposite is true. Walnuts contain omega-3s in the form of alpha-linolenic acid, which reduces brain inflammation and improves communication between neurons responsible for mood regulation. The fatal mistake is eating too many nuts or at the wrong time. The ideal amount is 4 walnut halves per day, consumed at 10 a.m. This provides enough good fat for the production of feel-good hormones without overloading digestion. A 68-year-old patient told me she had stopped eating nuts because her doctor said they were fatty. When she added 4 nuts to her morning routine again, within 2 weeks, she noticed that her constant irritability had significantly decreased. Why is this so harmful? Without good fats, your brain can't properly produce serotonin and dopamine. It's like trying to drive a car without oil in the engine. Everything runs poorly and requires a lot of effort. The correct way to do this is to soak the nuts for 8 hours before eating. This removes tannins that can cause digestive discomfort and activates enzymes that enhance omega-3 absorption. Share to prevent loved ones from making the same mistakes many people make without realizing it. Sometimes, a simple piece of information can completely change someone's quality of life. The remaining 3 foods complete the anti-anxiety protocol that can permanently transform your quality of life. The 4th must-have food is lettuce. This may sound strange, but lettuce contains lacticarium, a natural compound with mild sedative properties. The secret is to always eat the darker lettuce leaves, which contain the most lacticarium, at dinner. A simple lettuce salad with olive oil and lemon, eaten 1 hour before bed, prepares your nervous system for a restful night. A 66-year-old patient told me that she had started eating only lettuce and tomato salad for dinner, and that for the first time in years, she was able to watch television at night without dwelling on her worries. The lacticarium in lettuce was literally calming her hyperactive mind. The 5th food is pumpkin seeds. Rich in magnesium and zinc, 2 tablespoons a day provide exactly the amount your brain needs to regulate the production of GABA, the calming neurotransmitter. Ideally, consume the seeds lightly roasted without salt as a 4 p.m. snack. Magnesium relaxes tense muscles and zinc stabilizes mood for a long time. A 73-year-old man told me that he could read the newspaper without becoming agitated by the news after incorporating pumpkin seeds into his routine. He described a feeling of being more centered, less reactive to external stimuli that previously made him anxious. The 6th and final must-have food is pure honey. Not just any honey, it must be pure honey, without additives. A teaspoon of honey, 30 minutes before bed, provides enough glucose to keep your brain stable throughout the night, preventing the anxious 3 a.m. awakenings that are so common in our age. Honey works by preventing cortisol from spiking during sleep. When your brain runs out of glucose at night, it activates the stress system to release sugar from liver stores. This process wakes you up in a state of alertness. Honey prevents this hormonal cascade, allowing for deep, restful sleep. A 69-year-old woman told me she had rediscovered the pleasure of waking up feeling rested after taking honey before bed. She reported that her nightmares had diminished and that she woke up feeling more energized to face the day. The synergy between these 6 foods is extraordinary. Oats provide stable energy, bananas balance neurotransmitters, chamomile calms the nervous system, walnuts nourish the brain, lettuce prepares for sleep, and honey maintains nighttime stability. Together, they create an internal environment of peace you haven't felt in years. The full protocol works like this: oatmeal with cinnamon for breakfast, 4 walnuts at 10 a.m., mashed banana at 3 p.m., chamomile at 3:30 p.m., and pumpkin seeds at 4 p.m., lettuce salad for dinner, chamomile at 8:30 p.m., and honey before bed. It seems like a lot, but each food has its own specific timing to enhance its effects. In 21 days of following this protocol, you'll notice profound changes. Morning anxiety will diminish, irritability will give way to patience, sleep will become restful, and that sense of well-being you felt when you were younger will begin to return. The most important thing is to understand that anxiety isn't a character flaw. It's not a whim. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a nutritional imbalance that can be corrected with knowledge and consistency. You deserve to live your golden years with peace of mind, not constant worry. Your answer here could save someone's day. Comment on which of these 6 foods you chose to start today with another word of motivation. Real-life examples: oatmeal with cinnamon, hopeful, or nighttime chamomile, determined. Someone reading your comment today needs the positive energy you'll convey. We've reached the end of a transformative journey. You now know the 6 must-have foods that can restore the tranquility you deserve, nourishing oats, balancing banana, calming chamomile, smart walnuts, relaxing lettuce, and restorative honey. They're not just foods, they're tools for emotional freedom. Each one works specifically on your nervous system, creating a symphony of well-being that grows day by day. In 21 days, you can be living a completely different reality, waking up with more peace, facing challenges with greater serenity, and sleeping with the tranquility your age and wisdom deserve. Remember that you are part of a strong generation that faced real hardship and built a better world for its children and grandchildren. You deserve to live these years with joy, not anxiety. These simple foods are your way back home to that feeling of well-being. Your transformation journey begins today. Choose one food and get started. Add another tomorrow. Within a week, you'll have them all working for you. Within a month, those close to you will notice the difference in your energy, mood, and presence. You're not alone on this journey. We're a community of wise people who have chosen to care for their own peace of mind in a natural and respectful way. If this content brought hope to your heart, leave a like so more people of our generation can find this information. Subscribe to the channel to receive more discoveries that honor your intelligence and respect your life experience. Share with that loved one who also deserves to rediscover peace of mind. Comment on which food you chose to start your transformation today. And most importantly, watch the other videos here on the channel, where I share more natural, safe, and effective techniques to help you live your best years with the serenity you've always dreamed of. Your peace of mind is at your fingertips, or rather, on your plate.